Hey, listen, Steelers win the Super Bowl, you're gonna never wanna do this show with me again. I'm just telling you that right now. So you should pray to whoever you pray to that the Steelers don't win a Super Bowl because you will never hear the end of it from me.
Welcome back to another episode of Why is Draymond Green Talking About Football with me, Jordan Schultz, presented by Fanatic Sportsbook. I'm NFL insider Jordan Schultz. I'm joined as always by NBA champ and NFL superfan Draymond Green. We've got a very exciting show planned for you this week as we head into wildcard weekend. Draymond's favorite team, the Steelers, got a big matchup. Darnell Washington will be joining us. Draymond, the Steelers are AFC North champs. Mike Tomlin is still the coach. I know you feel vindicated, but I also know you feel quite fortunate to be in the playoffs.
Well, the reality is, we did everything we needed to do to win that game. Now, I will say, when it came down to the last field goal, we were sitting on the plane. I turned it off. And one of our coaches said to me, our assistant coaches, he said, "Congratulations, you're going to playoffs." I said, "Man, stop playing with me." Like, I had turned the
Wow.
game off because, like, you can't give up that we can't give up that kick return.
Yeah.
Like, you can't set them up with that type of field position. And then I thought Jalen Ramsey could have knocked the ball down, and I feel like he tried to make the spectacular play. Now, I understand how tough their job is, and so, I try to take it with a grain of salt, but it looked like you just go to bat the ball down, and so I felt like we gave up positioning, but I thought we deserved to win the game. So at the end of the day, I felt like it played out the way it needed to play. But as far as Mike Tomlin keep his job, like I, there's no situation the Steelers don't make the playoffs and Mike Tomlin loses his job. They may decide that they want to go
That's
separate
it.
ways,
Yes. Yeah.
but he's not just losing his job because they don't make the playoffs. Come on now, this is not those organizations that y'all are used to being a part of. It's a real organization here.
That is extremely accurate. Not one of these fake I don't want to name teams, but there's a couple of things going on right now. I wish I could say they're not so good. Let's just say they're not healthy organizations. Here's the part for me. I didn't get John Harbaugh keeping 2 timeouts and settling for a 44-yarder on the wrong hash in the toughest stadium to kick in with a rookie kicker who's been struggling. That was my criticism. So that was as much on Baltimore, in my opinion, playing not to lose as anything else. Here's where I want to take this, though. I thought that game was one of the better Aaron Rodgers performances, and it kind of got me thinking, if the Steelers get that version of Aaron Rodgers with now what's become a two-headed monster at running back, and DK's back, it's kind of a dangerous team.
All right, so now he wants to jump on the bandwagon of the Steelers for the Super Bowl.
No, not Super Bowl, but
No, it's
they're
happening.
they're
It's
not an
happening.
easy out at all.
Of course not. And I told you this at the beginning of the year. I said, hey, man, A-Rod's starting to get his legs underneath him. It's going to take some time to figure the offense out. We're going to figure some things out, and we'll be right there at the end of it. And A-Rod played, like, it may not be his best game, but it's close to his best game as a Steeler, and he saved the best for last, right? And so I think, I think we have a legitimate chance. I don't think anyone's that strong. It's not like you got to go through Patrick Mahomes. There's no Patrick
there's no
Mahomes to
Mahomes,
go
there's
through.
no Burrow, there's no
Lamar Jackson, right? So
there's no
like
Lamar Jackson, yeah.
the only top quarterback of the past, right? Like Drake May's on his way, but of the past, the only top quarterback that everyone's been afraid of in the AFC is Josh Allen. Outside of that,
Herbert.
I'm picking Aaron Rodgers over all these guys, especially in the moment. Like, Justin Herbert hasn't ever had to live up to the moment, and so I'm picking Aaron Rodgers against all these guys. I'm picking Mike Tomlin against all these guys. So I think we got a real chance. And I said this at the beginning of the year, and it's true. Everything's coming together at the right time. Watch out, guys. Watch out. Hey, listen, Steelers win the Super Bowl, you're going to never want to do this show with me again. I'm just telling you that right now. So you should pray to whoever you pray to that the Steelers don't win a Super Bowl because you will never hear the end of it from me.
What about the John Harbaugh firing? What was your first reaction?
I was surprised. Like,
But not shocked.
I was shocked because, I mean, are we really blaming this on one missed field goal? Was like his job was
No, it's
like,
it's a lot of blown leads late in games and a lack of playoff success the last several years. That's what it was. And he didn't want to change his staff. So those are the big three factors.
well, what I will say is I respect John Harbaugh for that. I'm gonna ride in with the same horses. I'm gonna ride out with the same horses that I rode in on. I can respect that. Like, you gonna make me fire my staff? Because the thing is, once you get to firing your staff, the writing's on the wall. Like, if they're making you, hey, you have to fire this guy, the writing's on the wall. You're next. So I respect John Harbaugh. Like, you know what? It's been a good run. I'm gonna get out of here while I'm still hot. Because guess what? He is the hottest name on the market. And I bet he can get, of the 8 jobs that's available, he could get 6 of them if he wanted to. So I think he got out when, hey, no harm, no foul. It's been a great 18 years. But I was really surprised by the Baltimore Ravens. They're a lot like the Steelers when it comes to switching coaches.
Almost identical, actually. How would you rank? Give me your top 3 currently available jobs. So right now, the jobs currently available for head coach: Arizona, Atlanta, Baltimore, Cleveland, Vegas, Giants, Titans, Miami. Who are your top 3?
Baltimore has to be one. You have Lamar Jackson at quarterback. Has to be number 1. Number 2, I would say the Giants. You're in New York City. If you can figure it out, they say they have a young quarterback in Jackson Dart, who's the guy. And so you should be able to get free agents to New York City if they have all their ducks in a row. You get the right coach. Like, it's the New York Giants. We've seen the New York Giants have success before. So I would say the Giants is the number 2 job. And the number 3 job, I would say, is I'm gonna have to go with the Raiders. Like, it's still the Raiders. Like, the brand,
Wow.
like,
Interesting. I'm surprised to hear you say that. I thought
you
you
got
were
time.
going to say Miami or Atlanta.
No, I think Miami and Atlanta, like, they're still trying to figure things out. What we do know are the Raiders are the Raiders. Like, that's a made brand, right? So with a made brand, you just got to get the right things in place. With Atlanta, you're still like, Atlanta's Atlanta, but like, they're kind of like in the NFC South, sometimes good, sometimes bad. It's not a made brand like the Raiders. And Miami, I think, like, what's happening at quarterback, right? Like, what's happening with Tua
Well,
over
I
the
think
next 2 years?
everyone anticipates Tua won't be there. There's a massive cap hit, but I think it's
I
in the
agree.
best interest of both teams to move on, or both sides to move on from Tua.
Exactly, but
But
that's a 2-year unraveling process to that, unless you just luck up and get a Geno Smith, like, like happened in Seattle, where all of a sudden he's starting and having a good year. Unless you luck up and do something like that, that's a 2 to 3 year unraveling process with that. And so I just don't know that is that sexy. So I would say the Raiders. And if they lean on Tom Brady like they say they need to lean on Tom Brady, and he actually has the expertise to help and guide, I think it got to be the Raiders.
how about your top 3 coaching candidates? So I'm going to give you some of the names that have been the hottest or most
Well, I'm
desired.
gonna tell you, number 1 is John Harbaugh.
Okay, so
John Harbaugh, number 1. I love Jesse Minter. I think his future's bright as a head coach.
even though
I
he's
do
from
believe that.
the University of Michigan.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm always going to be honest. Now, is he a bum? You didn't ask me that, but I'm always going to be honest.
Okay, so Minter's 2.
But I like Minter, and I think I'll have to go with dependent on the job. Cliff Kingsbury is a nice candidate if you have a quarterback.
Okay.
Cliff King that he can build with. I like Cliff Kingsbury.
Yes, I do too.
Depending on the job. I also like Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh was stuck in purgatory with the New York Jets, and I still think that he has what it takes and his demeanor, and he can get guys to play for him. I like Robert Saleh a lot.
Saleh is very motivated to be a head coach again. He's got 4 slips right now. The Ravens to me with Saleh are interesting, but the Raiders are also interesting. Now, they interviewed him last year. They have yet to put in a slip this year. But that's a good list. That's a really good list. You left out some big names. You left out Brian Flores, who I reported today is interviewing in Baltimore. And you left out Kevin Stefanski. It's another big name, but you're not a huge fan.
I'm not a Stefanski fan at all. I'm just not one bit. I don't understand how his name like the Browns were pathetic, man.
Yeah.
And his name is just like, oh, Stefanski. Like, what?
It's
So
because he won Coach of the Year twice. That's why.
Yeah, he did. No, thank you. I left that name off intentionally. I just don't think Stefanski's the guy.
If Draymond were in the NFL, this is a really good question that our lovely producers created. If Draymond Green were an NFL player, would you be afraid of the long layoff with the bye, or would you actually say, like, no, that's great, I'm not worried about that at all?
Anytime you're going into the playoffs and you can get rest to get healthy, you want that time. And I think in this case, I want the number 1 seed because I want that bye. You know what a bye week means? That means we just had 1 extra week of rest, 1 extra week to hone in on ourselves so that when we do install next week, once we get our opponent, then we're ready to go. Our staff has been working on these 2 teams for a week now, and we got this game plan so dialed in. That's what a bye week means. So, no, I'll take the bye week. Have you seen the game plans of these NFL teams when they're coming off a bye week? Man, them game plans be insane when they're coming off a bye week. I'll take the bye week, let my guys get healthy, and let us game plan the out of these teams.
We have seen the bye week not always work, though. For example, last year with Detroit, among others. So the bye week is not. I always am hesitant to be scared of a bye week because the NFL, you're talking about a 1-game playoff, but it is interesting. Sometimes a team gets hot, you ride the momentum, but that feels to me more like a basketball than a football deal.
Yeah, ain't
like
no
the football
getting
deal,
hot.
you want that rest.
Yeah, ain't no getting hot and riding the momentum. If we're the better team, we need to be healthy in order to be the better team. When you're coming off this bye week, not only is the game plan crazy, but you pointed to something specific that you said it didn't work for the Lions. Man, Aaron Glenn was out interviewing any job that he could get during that bye week. He wasn't focused on no game plan. And so was Ben Johnson interviewing for jobs. So they weren't focused on the game plan. These guys were interviewing for head coaching jobs. So I think in a situation where your coordinators are locked in and they're dialed in on this game plan and they're not out interviewing for other jobs and they're taking advantage of this bye week and focusing on this team, I think it's beneficial. If your coordinators are out scouring the job market like Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn was doing, it gets tough. Because then you're not focused.
Yeah, but the best teams, the best coaching staffs get rated. That's just how it is.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. But like, if you remember back, man, Aaron Glenn was here on Monday, there on Tuesday. Like, it was all over the place, man. It was all over the place. I think it was too much, and I don't think those guys were focused. And I thought going into it, you knew, like, man, these guys aren't locked in. And they lost.
It's time to look back at a couple of predictions we made on our first episode of the year. I want to check the receipts. We were decent. I want to give Draymond props. You had a really interesting breakout pick. The way you prefaced it was, this is not like a breakout player in the traditional sense, because Davante Adams, you said, was going to lead. You said lead the league in touchdowns? Was that the pick?
I said he was going to get back to being the lead leader in touchdown, get back to being Davante Adams that we've seen once before. You go from team to team and people start saying, oh, man, this guy's washed. He can't do it anymore. He's old. And yet, what does Davante Adams do? He comes out and lead the league in touchdown catches. He missed the last 3 games.
You were on that
thing. Last 3 games.
Yeah. You were really, that was a great pick. That was a great pick. I said Drake London. He actually had an awesome season, but he missed 5 games. But he had 920 yards, 7 touchdowns in 12 games. He had an awesome year. Our first season-long bet, Pittsburgh wins the AFC North. We got that.
Excuse me?
We both picked Atlanta to win the NFC South. So you actually, I give you more credit. Did we have, because last year you had Saquon
Yes, I
having
did.
this so you've been pretty good. What was the player or team that surprised you the most in terms of that player or team exploded in a way you didn't anticipate?
I think when we look at the landscape of the league, I think there's several teams that surprised us, right? Like, no one expected the Kansas City Chiefs to be where they are. No one expected the Baltimore Ravens to not be in the playoffs. No one expected the Detroit Lions to not be in the playoffs. So what that, did we expect the Chicago Bears to be in the playoffs? So we expected Washington to be better. So when you look at all of those things, what that means is some other teams jumped up. The New England Patriots
Sure.
jumped up, and they've
Seattle.
stood right. Seattle. You look at Denver Broncos. They've taken that next step. You got these teams, the Jacksonville Jaguars taking
Major.
that
Yeah.
next step, right? Here's another one I'll throw out there at you. They've been good all of these years, but they did not anticipate being good this year. This was kind of a rebuild for the San Francisco 49ers. Not only was this kind of a rebuild for a reload year for them, they lost Fred Warner and Nick Bosa, and they're still right there with a chance to clinch home field advantage in week 18. There's a lot of guys, a lot of teams that shocked us both ways, but those are the ones that I would say for the better. You look at Jacksonville, you look at the Niners and what they've done under the circumstance. You look at Seattle, those teams, New England, those teams have come out of nowhere. Chicago, they've come out of nowhere and they're planting their flag.
I'm going to give you 3 young quarterbacks, and I want you to, if you're starting a franchise, these are playoff quarterbacks. How would you rank them? Drake May, Justin Herbert, and Bo Nix.
I'm taking Drake May, Bo Nix, Justin Herbert.
You've never. I seem to like Herbert way more than you. I don't. You're just not a. What is it?
I just don't. He's like, when have you ever really seen him deliver in the moment? Like he puts up a lot of numbers, right? Like all-time leader through 4 years and all of that stuff. But like sometimes it comes off empty.
I think he's really good, and I think they've asked him to actually throw the ball less, which can be hard. Man, I like him.
No, I don't dislike Justin Herbert. I just, again, of the 3 guys that you named, like, I'm comfortable going into a battlefield with Drake May at quarterback. I'm comfortable going into a battlefield with Bo Nix at quarterback. I just don't know, like, which Justin Herbert's showing up on the battlefield.
I think Justin Herbert is as talented and freakishly gifted as any quarterback in the league.
I agree.
And I believe, I don't know if it's now or in the near future, but I believe with Jim Harbaugh there and his maturity as a quarterback, that it's only a matter of time before he delivers the way that you say he hasn't.
What year is this for Justin Herbert?
I think he's year 6.
6. Usually talented guys that haven't quite gotten that thing that gets you over the hump in year 6, they hardly ever figure it out. Matthew Stafford is like an anomaly. You don't figure it out that late. Like, he's an anomaly. Usually by year 6, and you're still telling me in year 6 that Justin Herbert, like, may figure it out. Like, he's the most freakishly talented, and, like, I think with Harbaugh there now, he will. Like, you kind of know. Like, you've seen the guy enough.
We'll keep an eye on those storylines as we move through the playoffs. But next up, we're fired up to bring on Steelers tight end Darnell Washington. But first, a word from our friends at Fanatics. As we get ready for the playoffs, now's the time to make the switch to Fanatics Sportsbook. Other sportsbooks don't hit the same, but FanCash makes switching to Fanatics Sportsbook easy. With Fanatics Sportsbook, every bet earns you up to 10% FanCash, win or lose. That means even when a pick doesn't hit, you're still stacking rewards you can use on more bets, tickets, jersey, memorabilia, and exclusive Fanatics experiences. Don't miss out on rewards as football heads toward the postseason.
Make the switch and start stacking FanCash today. Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here.
Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Connecticut, call 888-789-77. Massachusetts, 800-327-5050. New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY. Maryland, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See the Fanatic Sportsbook app. We're really excited to welcome in Darnell Washington from the Pittsburgh Steelers, formerly of the Georgia Bulldogs. He's got natties. He's got a lot of great highlights this year. And he's got Draymond, who is the biggest Steelers fan I've ever met. So, Darnell, it's an absolute pleasure, man.
Man, it's a pleasure, just for y'all inviting me and, just getting me on the podcast, man. You feel me?
No doubt. We appreciate it, man. You come and share some of that Steeler glory with us. Jordan a Seahawks fan, so you come bringing them championship ways over here. We appreciate it, big fella.
Yeah.
Darnell, my first question is what's Darnell Washington the Hooper like? What's your game like?
Man, I ain't finna lie, like hooping, growing up, it for sure was one of my passions, some of my love, but just a game of football, bro, just a contact. But the hooper, hard defense, you feel me? I'm gonna give it my all. I'm a big competitor, bro. Like I hate losing. I used to hoop from sun up to sun down, bro. Like whatever you want me to do, hey, if you want me to spot up shoot, I'll do that. You want me to whatever, but I like at the end of the day, I want to be the dude on your best player. So if that's the guard, your best player, the center, whoever it is, like I want to hold them. So that's just me personally.
You was guarding guards, big fella.
Hey, yeah. They used to set the screen, switch. Ain't no good. Ain't get over the top. None of that. We switching off rip. Off rip.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
I love that.
Off rip.
I like
DG,
that a lot.
That sounds like Draymond.
Absolutely. It sounds a lot like myself.
Yeah.
All right. I like that, big fella. They used to say the same thing to me, man. When I came into the league, I fell in the draft because they were like, yo, what position is he going to guard? How he going to guard a guard, right? So, like, I understand. Big fella. Trust me. Don't worry about it. I get it.
Yeah.
We've had guys come on the show and say playing in the SEC was like comparable to playing in the NFL. They say the speed possibly was more speed in the SEC. What do you make of playing in the SEC as opposed to playing in the NFL?
Man, just speaking from a tight end point of view, I can't speak from no receiver or DB, I feel like different point of views, different positions. I mean, SEC no joke, man. You got DNs, you got 4-3 DNs in the SEC. So they're just bigger, a lot stronger, things like that. But I feel like I ain't gonna say it's the same. It's for sure not the same, but it is a lot of differences, because in college, they will schedule some, lower teams on the schedule. Like for example, we played Sanford, not Stanford. We played Sanford.
Sanford,
and
yeah.
So it's like going against that team, I'm blocking dudes smaller than me, and in the NFL, I mean, I'm a big dude, but I'm blocking dudes around the same size. Even they backups, the second string to third string. Even sometimes practice squad players get elevated. So, they all big, in the NFL, all strong, but I ain't gonna say it's the same, just speaking from my point of view, like I mentioned. But the game speed, I see it and I don't, because I'm a tight end, so at the end of the day, I'm gonna play at my speed, just do my best to get open or whatnot. But
Darnell, what's the best story you have maybe about playing for Mike Tomlin? What he brings to the table as a head coach, but also just a leader and the type of person and character he has.
I feel like playing for him, and I feel like every coach, I ain't gonna say every coach the same, but just with him, he shows how much he loves the game and team meetings. At the end of the day, he's just coaching it. So he may put you on the spotlight. It may seem like he getting on your head, but at the end of the day, he just preparing you for the Sundays. So like I still remember like my rookie year, Almost every week, we got the Browns this week. Darnell, this is why I went to Athens, Georgia, and got you. Blocking 4-3 ends like Myles Garrett. Like
Yeah.
whoever it may be, I felt like every week it was that. Darnell, we got a 4-3 in. I went to Athens, Georgia, and got you. This is what you in the league for. So, but at
Wow.
the end of the day,
That's
he just want the
crazy.
best for you. He just want the best. He just want, he's a competitor. So, that's him, man. He's also, he's a player coach. He listened to, but my T, my to me, best head coach I ever played for. 1000%.
Wow. That says a lot.
Wow. That does say a lot.
Yeah.
And it's very believable. Yo, they got you listed at 6'7", 270. I saw something once before where you say, "Yo, I'm above 300." That
Yeah.
allegedly you're above two. Like, what is your actual weight? And then I'll ask you, I don't know that you struggle with weight, that you're just a big dude, but I've actually struggled with weight throughout my career. Like, it's something that I had to be conscious of and like focus on and like make sure I keep my weight in check because I can gain weight easy. Now, on the flip side, I can lose weight really fast too, but I gain weight. I look at a cheeseburger, I gain 5 pounds. Like, I can gain weight in a heartbeat. So there would be like a certain weight that I know, like, yo, at this part of the season, I'm trying to be at that. At this part of the season, I need to be at this because I move differently. Here's not as many gains. Is there, like, what is your actual weight? And then is there a certain number where you like, yo, I feel better heavier, or I feel better lighter? Like, how does that work for you?
If I had to say a number, last time I was like 308. So, around there. So that's just my last weight check. But for me, I feel like I do feel a lot better lighter, but not too light. I feel like a ideal weight for me,
Yeah.
if I have to say like 285, 280, because I'm blocking dudes 280, 290, could be 300. So, um, so at the end of the day, I ain't gonna say I'm young, but I'm 24. I'm still, like my body just naturally filled out. I came into the league at 21, so I felt like just me bumping the iron and just me, just being here, just naturally just put weight on me as well. So,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's just how you go perform, how you feel personally, but for sure not the 230. I mean, not 230, not for sure, not 330. I ain't finna lie. Like I've been there before. Like off season, I've been up to 330, but it just feel different, bro. It's something I don't want to play at. It's gonna be ugly if I play it at 330.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that because then also, like, there's the part of like, yo, I'm a human being, right? And for me to be at that particular weight, like, bro, I got to give up all the food, all the sweets, no alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
I have to give up so many things in order to stay at that mark. And so it's almost like you got to pick and choose a time where you're doing that, right? So I'm like, all right, you try to break it up. Like, yo, for this month, I'm not going to be as crazy with my diet because trying to keep that, like, our season is 8-9 months, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you try to keep that for 8 or 9 months, you drive yourself crazy, because it's so much commitment for me to do that, So I'll look at it like, all right, this month, I can let go of the rope a little bit. Not that I'm just about to go gain 15 pounds, but I can have a cheat meal here and there, So I can have some sweets here and there, you know, because it requires, like, I don't think people understand, it requires, like, bro, giving up everything, which then leads you to being miserable. And I'm like, bro, I want to enjoy myself a little bit. And so that's kind of how I look at it. And I try to break it down like into segments of the season. Like, all right, this segment, I know I need to be at this weight, feeling like this. And that's kind of how I go about it. But I get the struggle, man. It's crazy.
Darnell, you had some crazy highlight reel plays this year. What's the favorite play of yours this year or just in your young career so far? Because there's a lot.
I feel like it's only right for it to be to play versus Cincinnati. I feel like that play,
Yeah.
kind of just elevated everything and kind of just pushed my name out there just a little bit more. I feel like it's only right, with the stiff form, with the double truck or whatever you want to call it.
In the middle of that play, or how long does it take you to realize that I just did something crazy? Do you realize it right away?
Nah, for me, it was at the end of the play. But at the same time, I was tired. Because it was 2 minutes, so it was 2 minute. 2 minute drive. I think we had. I don't really know the exact time we had. Probably like a little bit under a minute or like right at a minute. So whatever, So I already had a few plays in before that. Then that happened. Then if you look at it, like look at the play, like I stare him down for a quick second. Then I look towards the sideline. I'm like, you finna sub me out? Like I'm just staring at my coach, like. But like it just cause I was a little fatigued, but really just at the end of the play, I was like,
Yes.
hold on, like that might be on the NFL. That might be
okay.
That might be somewhere on social media already.
Listen, speaking of plays, as a fan, I watch every game. I'm a big fan of Cam Hayward. Been a fan of Cam Hayward since he came to the Steelers. I must ask, the handoff to Cam Hayward, is that like your play and like you hurt, so we just put Cam there? Because Cam just didn't look comfortable on the handoff to me.
Oh, you talking about a little tush push?
Yeah, like Cam just didn't look comfortable with the ball to me. I'm like, yo, that's supposed to be Darnell play for sure.
Nah, so with that play, he actually pushing his brother Connor. So Connor's in front of him. And Cam's just supposed to push him, but the first time they ran it, it looked like Cam just tackled his brother. I was like, you gotta push him. But then the second time, they end up, touchdown. But
that
all
first
it is
one,
just
I'm
repetition.
Like, what? Yeah, no doubt. No. By the way, Connor went to Michigan State when I was there, or like I think at the very beginning, like the tail end of my career, I want to say Connor was at Michigan State.
Wow, that was a crazy play. I remember that. DG watches every snap every week, Darnell.
I was so confused. I'm like, the just happened here? Like, why are we running this play? Like, what are we doing?
All it is having a big body for a big body.
Right.
Yeah.
That part. What's it like seeing a cornerback in the train tracks after you catch a pass?
You said, a DB?
Yeah.
Oh my God. My eyes just light up like, oh my, one-on-one? No linebacker coming from the inside? No help? Oh, eyes light up. I'll be like, hey, it's only one or two options. Over top or I'm low and, I'm finna drop the helmet, drop the shoulder and just, but man, I ain't finna lie. Like, I love seeing these DBs, like, they be, like, all breaking down. I'm like, there's no reason to break down when I'm coming towards you. You better hit it with all your might. 300 straight towards you. Don't slow down.
300 running like 4.5?
Nah, like 4.6. 4.6.
4.6. That is a
That's a lot of force.
That is a scary thought, dude.
That's a lot of force, man. That's
a lot of force.
Yeah.
God, that's a lot of force.
Yeah.
DG Darnell, he's not wrapping up. He's just saying, go ahead. Go to the crib.
I think I at least had a reputation like I'm gonna hit Jordan.
Enforce it.
Yeah.
What will I win the battle? I don't know that I win a battle, but I'm going to hit. Like I have to, Jordan. That's just
of course. You gotta keep that reputation.
I don't have another option. I have to hit.
Yeah.
I might get run over. It's like getting dunked on. That's what it's really like, Jordan. I'm going to go block the shot. Whether I get dunked on or not, if you go after enough shots, you're going to get caught, right? But I'm going to block more shots than I get dunked on. Like, that's for sure. So, or I'm going to alter more shots than I get dunked on. So, for the multiple times that big fella might run me over, I'm going to get a couple stops. And when I get to stop, He ain't
You're
gonna
gonna
want to
let
run
them-
me over no more because
Yeah.
all the stuff he gonna hear when I make the tackle. Now the next time he come out, he like, bro, if he tackle me, I gotta hear this again. So, I'm gonna put up a fight now.
Hey,
That is so good. That is so good. Wow. Okay, Darnell, what was like your moment with Aaron Rodgers when he made a throw or did something that you were like, okay, that's different?
man, for me, it will probably just be his no-look passes. And then, like, not only that, like,
Mm-hmm.
everybody say, oh, yeah, he put a zip on the ball or, whatever. But his, like, it's different, he's zipping it. And then, like, his no-looks, like, even in practice, like, he got me one time in practice, little, movement, play action, let's just say flowing left to the right. And I'm like, I'm in the flat. So I'm thinking he put his, he looked at me, looking me down, and he threw it to the over route. And I put my hands up
Oh.
so fast. I'm like, oh, I put my hands up thinking he throwing it to me. And like on tape, it just looked like I flinched because it was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh.
That, like, his no-look
That
passes.
is so
That's funny.
dope.
His
Yeah,
no-look
that's
passes
funny.
for sure get me sometimes. But I mean, it's good to have that, on the offense, people who read the quarterback eyes and, all that. So it's good to have that on offense.
Who would you say is the best pass rusher that you've had to block in your career thus far?
I mean, gotta say Myles Garrett. He just broke the record.
Yeah.
Gotta say him.
Yeah.
But dude on the Bears this year, he for sure gave me a run for my money. I put that in my notebook. Can't wait to get back to him. Whenever I see him, Sweat.
Montez
Montez Sweat.
Yeah, Montez
he
Sweat.
he ended up getting 2 sacks on me. I ain't really gave up a sack in my career, and I gave up 1, I think last year or whatever, and then I gave up 2 this year in one game. So just giving up 2 sacks in one game. He for sure, got the best of me that game. But it's cool, I'm gonna bounce back when, I feel like we're gonna cross paths again, but yeah.
How does what's the reaction of the pass blockers when like Aaron Rodgers is fiery? Y'all give up a sack, he get up going crazy, but he having a game, and y'all see him going crazy, and y'all give up a sack, and now he start going crazy at y'all. Is there ever any interactions amongst the pass blocker or pass protectors who's y'all get upset at him and say something back, or is it just like in y'all huddles the quarterback say something? That's just what it is.
Nah, yeah, just whatever the quarterback. I ain't, he's a leader of our offense. He's the heartbeat of it. So whatever he say, it is what it is. And I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we know what we did wrong, and so we'll have dialogue within ourselves. Like for example, like when I gave up my sack, O-line, they was there to pick me up. Hey, you good, bro? Move on next play. You good? I gave up sacks before. Just like little words of encouragement, things like that. So. I feel like all that, they just try to help you move on next play. Kind of like in basketball when they say shoot or shoot, they move on to the next shot. But yeah, man. But at the end of the day, whatever the quarterback say, it is what it is. Got to move on. You got to protect them, keep them clean, things like that. So yeah.
How about Darnell, most lethal trash talker you've gone up against? Who's just really like you're like, oh, that's and are you talking?
Nah, see, that's the thing. I don't really, I don't never talk. I don't
Really?
talk at all.
I thought you did.
So.
I did.
I was about to say I would have thought for sure you talk.
Nah,
too.
I don't talk, bro. I barely even talk in game. I mean, I talk to my teammates, but I don't really talk to the other team. I feel like I do be hearing people talk to me crazy, but I just turn around, go to the huddle, or I don't really pay them no attention.
What would you do if you were in a game and let's say it was hoop and this man right here started yapping? What would you?
I feel like hooping different though, cause hooping.
It is.
Hooping, you don't got the helmet. Like helmet, you just turn around, like all right, I don't even see you. But hooping different. You feel me? Like when I'm on the court, yeah, I talk crazy. I ain't finna lie. Basketball me, it's a different side. Like basketball me, I'm slapping the flow. Like let's hoop. Like we hooping, let's hoop. But yeah, man, that's just me. But we for sure be going at it for sure. For sure.
I love that. I can't play without talking. I mean, now I've gotten a lot older. Like I can play without talking now, although at some point it ends up coming out anyway. But growing up, and I'd say probably to the last year, I cannot play basketball without talking. I have to talk. I have to. Like, especially don't let me be out there sleepwalking. I'm going to start talking some just to get myself going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
oftentimes when I get to talk, it's really me, like with myself. But you know what? Like I need to say something to this dude because he's gonna say something back that's gonna get me going.
I'm already knowing.
I have to talk.
Draymond, you are one of one, man. I can't imagine what some of these young rookies coming in the league and they play against DG the first time. They're like, man, this guy's crazy. What the hell? What's he talking about?
They think I'm a little off my rocker, but it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
My last one before we get you out of here. Just in Washington, being a fan all these years, them AFC North games seem treacherous, man. Like, what's it like playing against, say, the Baltimore Ravens, which is like important ass game for us, kind of like a rivalry, but then playing the Bengals, or the Browns. Like, is there a difference in the intensity in those games that's the AFC North as opposed to like just an overall AFC rivalry?
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like it is. Jordan hit it right on the, you feel me, hammer right on the head. Georgia, Bama. That's just what it gives, just the chills. Like even the night before the game, like the whole week, you already know what it is. Like, I mean, if you're new to it, you gonna for sure get welcome to it. But like now, like I've been in, a few of them. So even just that whole week is just different. Like we for sure padding up, most likely the week before practice. You feel me? That week, just to get that physicality aspect, and then going into the game, it's war, bro. It's war. Like you see, we play the Browns. I live with a broken forearm, so that's how that it just shows right there. Like no matter how big you is, how little you is, you getting put in that fire, and you better fight back. You better fight back for real, because I still just remember the Ravens game the first time, like we wanted to make a statement on running the ball, and like we know who they got in their backfield. We know what he's capable of and whatnot. So like, I feel like in every game you got to run the ball. So you got to establish your run game, then open up your pass game. So at the end of the day, that's what it is. So I feel like that's just something we try to harp on, and start off running the ball or whatever it may be, and just the physicality part of it. Just we want to be the most physical offense. At least from the offense side of the view, point of view. I can't speak on the defense, but we want to be one of the most physical offense in the league. So, and I feel like it starts within our division, our conference, or whatever, and then it bleeds throughout the season. So.
Great answer. My last question actually is a follow-up to that is, how much do you enjoy, Darnell, the run blocking portion of the game? And how much does that fuel everything else for you, especially as a pass catcher?
Yeah, I feel like, man, the run block, I feel like once I get my first pancake, it's on now. Like the roller coaster just started. Like, so if I get a pancake, it's kind of like you talk, just to get you going. When I block somebody, it get me going. And sometimes it don't got to be a full on, all right, pancake, dump it to the ground. It could just be kick him out 5 yards, running back hit it right off. You feel me? Like hit it. I created that little hole. So it may just be that. And that just gets me going. Like, all right, once I get this pancake, once I move this grown man from where he want to be at to another spot, then it's like that just gets me going. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. And then when I get the ball in my hands, oh yeah, let's really do it. Cause now your little dude's got to tackle me, and
Right.
I don't like to go down so easy. So that's just me.
Awesome.
I love that, man.
Darnell, we all-time guest, man. Really
That was fire.
awesome, dude. That was so
Yeah.
great. Really, really loved having you on. We were thinking about who I said we got to get Darnell on. I think you'd be awesome. So can't thank you enough, bro.
Nah,
Yeah,
man,
nah,
just appreciate
definitely
y'all, bro.
appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes,
My
sir.
fault,
Thank
DG.
you, bro. I'll see you out here in Santa Clara in a few weeks, brother.
Yeah. Hey,
Get this Super
let's
Bowl
do
ring.
it.
I have on my black and gold at the game, rooting y'all on.
Yeah, yeah.
So I appreciate you, man. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks again to our guest, Darnell Washington. He was awesome. Now, as always, it's time for Picks and Parlays presented by Fanatic Sportsbook. DG, first up, we have our three-leg parlay for Saturday's wild card matchup between the Pack and the Bears. So this is a three-legger. We actually went through a pretty big-time 2-week stretch. We hit 2 weeks in a row, which is massive because these odds are crazy. I want to ask you what you like, but first I'm going to tell you what I like. I really like DeAndre Swift. He averaged 60 yards per game versus Green Bay this season. He's had an awesome year, really an excellent season. And so that would be my first pick, DeAndre Swift over 60-plus rushing yards. What do you think of that, and what do you like?
So the only thing I don't like about that is I think the Bears are going to struggle a bit. Just the experience of the Packers. Matt LaFleur has been there. He's played against Ben Johnson, obviously, as a coordinator, but, he's going – I know how head coaches think. They don't want the new guy on the block upstaging them, right? And so he's coming out extra motivated. I think his game plan is going to be dialed in. And so the reason I worry about the 60-plus yards with DeAndre Swift is because I think they'll be playing from behind. And if you're playing from behind, you can't really establish the run game. Nonetheless, I do think DeAndre Swift is more than capable. I just worry that the Bears are going to struggle a bit, and so that's what makes me second guess it a tad.
Well, then if that's the case, I probably like Jordan Love getting 225 plus passing because
so I do like that.
LaFleur wants to throw the ball, play action, and if you think he wants to show up or at least show out to Ben Johnson, he's going to want to throw the football and put up points. So we like that.
I agree.
We like Jordan Love, 225 plus passing. What about Caleb, 200 plus passing?
I also like that.
Okay, so we like the quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think both quarterbacks are going to have games. But I think Caleb will end up having his game coming from behind. They're playing down 7, down 2 touchdowns, and he got to throw the ball. I think Jordan Love dominates this game.
Okay, I can't make a prediction on this game, or I can't comfortably say that Chicago's going to be down in this game because they've been so good all year and every game's been close. It feels like, but that's okay. That's fine. Anytime touchdown for me. This is a strong pick. Josh Jacobs has 14 total touchdowns on the year, and he's basically said this is the best he's felt all year. So I'm going to go Josh Jacobs to close out the parlay. What do you think?
I love that. Love that. I think that's about as sure as a touchdown as we can get.
All right, so to summarize our three-legged, we have Caleb Williams, 200-plus passing yards, Jordan Love, 225-plus, and an anytime touchdown for Josh Jacobs. Be sure to check out our parlay in the Fanatic Sportsbook app and ride along with us on Saturday. All right, DG, now it's time for our head-to-head pick'em, where each week we pick the hottest games against the spread. This is crazy. We somehow finished the regular season tied up. We were both 34, 36, and 1. So we lost money, but not a ton. Basically 50%.
Not a ton. Yeah.
A little bit. Last week,
pretty solid.
Last week I was 3-1. You were 2-2. Because it's the playoffs, we are going to pick the full slate. Starting with the Rams, 10.5 at Carolina. I know how good the Rams are, but I can't give away 10.5 points as a road playoff team. So I'm
You're
going to
right.
take the Panthers.
Except they're not playing against a playoff team, so I'm going to take the Rams.
Oh, come on. 8-9, I mean, they had some big – didn't they beat the Rams? They beat the Rams this year.
I don't care. They are not playing. That actually is worse off for
better
them.
for the Rams.
The
right.
fact that they beat them already, they're not going to come in sleepwalking. They're going to mop these boys. I'll take the Rams. There's my 1-0 right there.
All right, Packers -1.5 at Chicago. I was stunned that Chicago was not favored at home. I was really, really surprised. So I'm going to take the Bears, getting 1.5 at Soldier Field.
Experience is everything, and that's why the line is looking like this. I will take Green Bay. 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 for me. Buffalo at Jacksonville. I waffled on this one. Jacksonville, and I think this might surprise some people, Jacksonville's a half-point favorite. So Buffalo's going from cold to hot. Jacksonville has been playing great football. I'm going to take the Jags at home with Trevor Lawrence.
I love that. I'll take Buffalo. 3-0.
San Francisco at Philly. Philly is a 5-point favorite. I'm going to take the Niners. They could win this game straight up. Philly could win by 10. This is another game that you could see going a whole lot of different directions. But I am going to take the Niners getting 5 on the road.
Man, Vic Fangio's defense really with Kyle Shanahan. Like
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Not fare well for the 49ers against Vic Fangio. I don't know why.
Well, Vic Fangio is one of the premier DCs in football, and so that's fair.
The only problem is 5 points I don't love.
Take the Niners. Come, take one pick the same as me.
I'm going to regret this, but I'll take the Niners.
Good. NFC West, you know. The West Coast. It's your team. It's the Bay.
I hope I don't regret it, but I worry.
Chargers at Pats. Pats are 3.5-point favorite. I got New England. I just told you how much I love Justin Herbert, but Drake May might just be the MVP. He has been favored most of the last month, and I'm going to take the Patriots against the Bolts.
That half point is everything, and I like where you're going with the Patriots. I actually like their team a lot. I'm going to take the Chargers. -3, +3.5.
Okay, and this pick, I know where you're going. Houston -3 at Pittsburgh. We are both going to be on Pittsburgh here, and I know you don't want me to jinx your team, but I got the Steelers getting 3 points at home against the Texans.
Oh, my God.
That's bad news for you because I'm a jinx.
We know. Bad luck written all over your forehead. But
well, you know, I got a big forehead.
Despite
so
your bad luck, we're winning. I'm taking my Steelers. Let's go.
I think the money line's like +135, plus 145 maybe. So that's
count me in, fanatics.
All right, so this is big. I mean, this is we actually haven't determined quite yet what the winner gets, but we'll figure that out. I mean, I sent you 2 beautiful bottles of wine not that long ago.
And there was supposed to be one on this, and we're finishing this season tied. So
we'll let it ride.
Listen, by the way, I got 5 different picks from you this weekend. This is where I put you out of your misery, and you'll send me more wine.
I can't wait. I would love to send you another massive bottle of Pinot or Bordeaux or whatever.
Me too. Me too.
Cav.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Awesome stuff. Hell of a week ahead with Wild Card Weekend, one of the best weekends in sports of the year, in my opinion. We'll track these picks every week, powered by Fanatics Sportsbook. You can follow along and put your own futures in the Fanatics app. That's a wrap on this week's ep. Thanks again to our awesome guest, Darnell Washington. Draymond, any parting thoughts aside from how much you love Darnell and the Steelers?
Well, you know, those are the parting thoughts. It's playoff time. Appreciate the big fella coming on. Steelers got in the playoffs like we supposed to. Now we go win the Super Bowl and shut all these Mike Tomlin haters up. Those are the parting thoughts. That's it. That's a wrap. Subscribe right now on YouTube. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and download Fanatics Sportsbook so you can make your picks along with us.